Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. A lot of you have told me to talk about HOLO STOCK, micro cloud hologram. I looked into it, I started doing some due diligence, and I'm not impressed. First of all, they've done reverse splits before. In 2024, they did 2 of them, by the way. So that's not good. That means there's risk with this one. There's risk that you buy in and then they announce a reverse split, the stock dumps. That doesn't mean there aren't opportunities on the way down, but just something to keep in mind. This is what I would call a high risk, high reward play, just off of the fact that they can reverse split at any point. On top of that, the financials aren't that great. Like it went down 60% from 2022 to 2023, and we don't know much else because this is China, right? I believe it's a Chinese company, so that's also risky. I don't know if I would trust Chinese companies. USA, all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's a China. I don't know if I would trust China. And I looked at some PRs and I'm just like, whatever. I'm not too thrilled about this one. But it is a good stock for swing trading. Yeah, it is headquartered in China. Which is why I've been saying, like, oh, be cautious. This one's it's a very risky play, but with a lot of upside potential. So let's go into the charts. Again, I did some due diligence real quick and I found nothing that interests me. I was just kind of like, China, I don't know if I can trust them. But HOLO here, it's high risk, high reward. If it works out, you get a nice 30 to 50%. You take profit and it comes down inevitably. I say that because I zoom out on the chart on the monthly, and what do you see? Let's go to the weekly, even better. What happens on the weekly? What do you see? Well, it's not Nvidia. It's not going up. Over the long term, it continues to go lower, right? That's what we're seeing. It's not Nvidia. Look at Nvidia on the weekly. It's almost like it just keeps going up and up and up and up. That's why I call it HOLO trash. It is absolutely trash. I would never invest in it, but definitely has a lot of pumps on the way down. It's kind of hard. This is hard. This is difficult. This is probably the most difficult kind of trading you can do. Trading a downtrend and trying to position yourself for the next pump as it goes lower over the long term. So it's a little more of a, like I said, high risk, high reward. It's much easier to trade Nvidia, right? It just keeps going up. You could buy at the top every time and it still comes back up for you. That's not the case with HOLO. You buy the top every single time, like at 925. Good luck for it. I don't know. It might never come back up for you. But you buy the top every single time. As long as you're not doing that, you're fine. Now, here's a pattern that I've noticed. It pumps and then it dumps, right? And then it comes back to support, but inevitably breaks down and goes lower, right? That's kind of what you would expect on a stock that continues to go lower over the long term. So not a good investment, but some trading opportunity here. So here it pumps again from 27 to 40, and it comes back to support, and it does what it always does. It goes lower. Then it does it again, a nice big pump here from a low of 5 to 15, nice 3x there. The difficulty in this is trying to time that. That's the problem. That's the big issue here. It pumps again, comes back to support, breaks down lower, pumps again, comes back to support, breaks down lower. Pumps again, comes back down low, breaks support, and then thankfully we had a nice little pump here. So please don't buy the top, because very rarely does it come back up for you. Number 2 likes to reverse split. Number 3 looks like it has a bottom here maybe at $1, but I wouldn't trust it because it just has a history of always going lower, lower, lower every single time. So what I would advise is, for those of you who love playing this one, cool, you made money this time, but I would be still very careful. Because you never know. And I know a lot of people like to go all in. And the problem with that is you can make money here. If you go all in again and it just continues to go lower and doesn't come back up for you, all that money that you've made, now it's just stuck up there at 925 or whatever. Or even here. Like, it's just stuck. It's just stuck. Because we know that every time it comes back to support, it likes to break down and go lower. So either $1 is going to be the line in the sand, or this is going to go under $1, which at this point, are they on the higher? Yeah, wait. Yeah, they're on the NASDAQ, so they would have to reverse split to stay afloat, to stay on the higher exchange. And then the process repeats itself. It reverse splits, and then it just continues to come back to $1, reverse splits again. It did 2 reverse splits last year, so keep that in mind. It's an absolute garbage stock, but that I can't deny that there's money to be made on every next pump that it gets. So it's up to you how you want to play it, but just know it's very high risk, very high reward. The one time you lose, you will lose it all. So you can win like 10 times in a row, it doesn't mean anything. That's why I keep telling people, don't go all in. See, if you hold a bag on an eighth of your position, whatever, you can take the loss and it's nothing because you still got the other 7/8. So if you're starting with 80K, you lose 10K and hold a big bag of 10K up at 925, whatever. It doesn't mean anything because you still got the other 70K. But the one time you're wrong, you just get destroyed, and it undoes everything else. It undoes all those other wins. You would not believe. I mean, maybe you're not that stupid. Hopefully not. But there are some stupid people, man. They go all in every single time. The one time they are wrong, it doesn't matter that they won 8 times in a row. The fact that they go all in every single time, they end up losing it all. Or they hold the bag, and all that money's tied up there, and they're just stuck. And they better hope that it comes back up for them. But as I just shown you, it always reverse splits and it always just keeps going lower. So unless that changes here and it just holds $1, which I wouldn't trust it because it's done 2 reverse splits in the past, I would just play it safe and be, or at least just don't go all in. And so I wrote here, average down 1/10 of your position. Because the reason I wrote that is if you're going to trade this, well, if you want to capture these pumps here, you kind of have to, okay, it comes back to support every time, right? So you average down and you only add like 1/10 of your position. So here you add, if let's say you're going to add 10K because you want to make a quick 5K, right, when it pumps, or even more. Okay, so it pumps, you know it's going to come back to support. It's done that for years. It comes back to support and you add 1/10 of your position. And then you add, every 3 days, you add another 1/10. So 3 days goes by, you add another 1/10. 3 days go by, you add another 1/10. And you do that over and over again until you accumulate your entire position. But again, it's still risky. It's still risky because if it doesn't pump enough to get back to where you originally bought in at, you're screwed. That's why I'm saying it's just too risky. Too risky. Yeah. And that, anyways, the point is to, if you buy 1/10 of the position and you average down, at least at some point you might recognize like, hey, maybe this is looking too ugly and I'm just going to take the smaller loss. Because if you just lump sum at support and that support just breaks down like it always does, I mean, you're going to take a much bigger loss, or just hold the big bag all the way down. It reverse splits and then just keeps going down anyways. I would watch to see if this is bottomed out at $1. If it does not hold here, I would be very careful because they usually reverse split if they can't stay above $1. That is my thoughts on HOLO.